Alright, we are live. Live on YouTube, we're going live on Facebook. 3 things to avoid on your TTC journey. Things we wish we knew 5-10 years ago. We want to help you this year. We're going to train this with you each year. Each week we're going to show up and just give you things that we wish we'd known on our TTC journey 5-10 years ago. So, brand new to YouTube Lives. This is our first YouTube Live. We've done Facebook Lives quite a bit, and we're going to go live on Facebook right now. Jules is just getting herself prepped. We're live, Jules. Boom. So we are live on YouTube, first time, and we are now live on Facebook. Jules just putting her heels on. Lyra's asleep. Lyra's been asleep for about 5 minutes, and that's our life, guys. We're showing up for you to help you on your TTC journey. But yeah, it's busy. It's family life. Jules is here.
I just ran from the bathroom. Okay.
Hey Nwando, how you doing? So welcome, guys. As I say, we're on YouTube Live and we're on Facebook Live. First time on YouTube. We're here to help you avoid those things we wish we'd known 5-10 years ago on our TTC journey. I'm going to hand you over to Jules. She's done a lot of prep around this. Welcome, guys. Jules is panting. She's just had to put her shoes on and put baby down. She's behind us. So if Lyra wakes up, I will go run into Lyra and we'll work it out between us.
So, you probably know my full story, but I'm just going to give you kind of a pointer on like the age part. So, in my 30s, I was following a really great diet, but nothing was happening. It did make some changes to my menstrual cycle. But then, age 41, I got this just damning verdict from the doctor.
Hi, Vanessa, by the way.
Before that happened,
I know, Ando.
We were living in Costa Rica, and I started to become very sick. We didn't have access to some of the great food that we actually had, even though we thought we would in the tropics. We didn't have access to a lot of the food that we have in the UK. So my diet was dropping a bit, and we'd experienced an awful lot of stress.
Hi, Manuela.
And
welcome.
Basically, our world fell apart. We went from having 2 businesses to nothing, and we were living in a tent. Then I became really sick, and I used to be up in the night pacing, really, really in a lot of pain, and I didn't know what the issue was. And I remember this voice saying to me, so clear, it's never happened to me ever again. But he just said to me, "You've got to change." And I was like, what does this mean? I don't understand, I'm successful, life's great, but I guess deep down I did know that there were some things that needed to change. Then after that, once I managed to get well enough to get back to the UK, that's when they gave me the damning verdict. I'd had a massive infection in my womb, and
Hi, Candy.
They told me, your chances of ever conceiving naturally are over, and we're going to offer you surgery. You've got fibroids, you've got cysts, you've got blocked tubes. That's it. Go away and have the surgery and get on with your life. That was me, age 41, and I needed to get a handle on that voice that was in my head.
Hi, Thea.
Because it was
saying hey as you show up, guys.
It was just telling me that whenever I took steps to move forward and change, it was just saying to me, well, this is what the consultant said, it's never going to happen. And So I guess I needed to take a bit of a look at what I was doing and really address the mindset. We'd been through so much and the stress, and our relationship was just non-existent. And so
wasn't in a good place, was it?
We did a lot of research from that time, and we did a lot of work, and we did a lot of study, and so
welcome, Thea. Well done for joining us.
I'm just going to share with you a really great tool that really helped me with my mindset, because every time I tried to take a step forward, this voice was saying, what's the point? You know, you've just been told you're never going to have it. My mum and your mum are always going to me, when are you going to have that surgery? And I'm like, I don't want it. And I had to just say, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing the surgery. I'm going to find a way. And first and foremost, I needed to tackle the pain that I was in. But when you've got this voice that's saying, what's the point? You're too old, or why are you even bothering to try? It stops you from taking the steps forward that perhaps you need to take and the changes that you need to make.
Jules, not to mention that when you were 41, you did get back. The doctor said to you, you're 41, you're too old.
Yeah.
You know, guy in a white coat said, you're 41, you're too old. IVF's not an option. You know, it's just not going to happen. So let's just operate. And let's do a hysterectomy. So that's what we were up against, guys. And then we had the two mums, both nurses, saying, when are you going to have the surgery? When are you going to have the operation? So that's what we were up against. That was Jules's damning verdict: is you're too old to have a child. Yeah.
I think the medical profession, you know, they go based on what your body should look like, but they forget that you're all individual. You know, everybody's body is different, and just because you're a certain age doesn't mean to say that it's not possible. Just because you're a certain age, it doesn't mean to say that your life's over. You know, when you think about it, you can have all these people that, you know, retire. Some people retire and they just curl up into a corner and almost die, you know, and then other people live their life and go on into their 90s, 100, living this great life. And it's all to do with what you think and the story you're telling yourself. So Daniel's going to take you through a really great, easy process, because anything we do, it has to be fairly easy.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone through it many times this week to try and make it as simple and as quick as possible, because the original workshop we did was about 2 hours long. We don't have 2 hours today. We've got about 20-25 minutes to get through this workshop with you. So if you haven't already, grab a good old-fashioned pen and pad, pen and paper, just so you can scribble some stuff down, and we're going to change that in a dialogue today. Yeah.
Basically, we want to create the new story of It's a Perfect Time, because we kind of get to our 40s and, you know, life and circumstances may not be right. You know, they weren't for me. You know, I got with my first partner when I was 19, and it never happened for me with him. And, you know, looking back, thank goodness, actually, because he wasn't the right guy for me. But I then focused on my career in my 30s, and then kind of when we got together, it was like, yeah, we want to have children together, because it was so important to me to be with a guy that valued the same things as me, and the previous guy didn't value the same things as me. You know, we have the same values, which is why we can work, live together.
Yeah, 24/7.
And raise a child.
Yeah.
We don't have to have those arguments about, you know.
Yeah. And so before meeting Juliet, I didn't actually want children. And then when I got with Juliet, I was like, you're the one I want to have kids with. And she was like, oh, that's really nice, but I've never been able to. They told me I can't, so good luck with that. And I was like, well, we'll just fix you, you know, it'd be easy. We did fix you, but it took about a decade of research.
So basically, we just want to change that story from, blaming yourself or why didn't I try earlier? It's not your fault. Just life happens the way it happens. And so it's like creating that mindset and adopting that mindset of it's the perfect time, And for me, having Lyra at 45 is the perfect time. I know who I am. I have suffered massively with mental health issues, depression, you name it, eating disorders. And back then that wouldn't have been great to, not being able to get a handle on those things and know how to deal with it. I did suffer with prenatal and postnatal depression. So, it was I needed to have some tools to help myself with that. So for me, yes, it was the perfect time to be a mum. So I want to help you adopt that. This is the perfect time for you. So let's get going.
Cool. So guys, you may or may not know me. I'm kind of well into the mindset stuff and helping you with your mindset around trying to conceive. Now, I don't know what you've been told by doctors, friends, relatives, but it's probably kind of going round and round in your brain. It's a story we tell ourselves every day, and I just want to kind of show up, help, and help you with that. Like, what is going to be your new story in 2022? Do you want to replace the old story with something new that's kind of going to help you, it's going to assist you, it's going to serve you on your trying to conceive journey? So I don't know if any of you are brave enough to just kind of type in what your current story is around why you think you can't conceive. As I say, you can be brave. And just type in, hi Claudette, what is your current story around your trying to conceive journey? Is it age? Is it your age? Is it you don't have enough time? The clock is ticking. Just be brave and just type in the chat, if you would. What is your current story around trying to conceive? What's your current belief around you trying to conceive?
Because if we can do one kind of like with a belief, then we can show you like the process. It's very simple, and it's easier to have an example than like pick something out. I mean, we can use my example.
Yeah. So should we start with your example?
Yeah.
And if someone wants to share, I mean, it's even better to do it live with some live content. But let's start with yours. So what was your block?
So for me, it was the consultant said it's never going to happen, and you might as well. He didn't say it, and his bedside manner was not good. So, but he intimated you might as well just give up. And when he looked at me and he gave me, I was sitting in his office and he was looking at my notes and he went, 41. You've had children, haven't you? And I went, no, it's never happened. He went, oh well, you almost like, well, give up. You're 41. There's no chance. So for me, it started with his words. So that was one leg. So just imagine that it's a table or chair that's holding the belief up.
Yeah. So guys, have you got like a table anywhere in the room where you are, or can you think of a table, like a tabletop, a big wide tabletop, and just place your belief on that tabletop. So what is your current belief around you trying to conceive? Just place it on that tabletop. And if you want, you can type it in the chat. So what was your belief that you placed on that tabletop?
So the belief was the doctors told me it's not possible. That was it. He said it's not going to happen.
And then what were the legs supporting that belief? So do you think that was like the top belief?
Yeah. So that was the belief. So then if you think about, you've got 4 legs, and those hold up a table or a chair. So one of the legs was my mum and your mum are saying, take the surgery. You need to get it sorted, get the surgery, take the surgery. So one of the beliefs was, take surgery.
You must have the surgery.
You must have the surgery. So that was one of the things that was holding up the belief. Okay. Then the second was well, I don't know anybody actually that's got pregnant over 41. I remember this conversation actually with my
Hi, Breda. Welcome, Breda.
My sister-in-law. So she had my cousin when she was 39, and I remember her saying to my mum, I remember having a conversation and saying to my mum, well, do you think I should have another? My mum just went, oh, well, absolutely not. You know, you're lucky that you managed at 39, 40. So it was kind of like, well, I don't know anybody who's had a baby over 40. So that was the belief. So it was like, one was my mum giving me the go and take the surgery. Another one was, I don't know anybody that has got pregnant over 40. Then there was like, I'm going to be really honest here, like, I don't know if I'm ready to be a mum. You know, that was rattling around inside. Like, hasn't life got to be perfect to be a mum? Haven't we got to have everything perfect? And at that point, we'd lost everything. So, it was, gosh, haven't I got to have everything perfect? So that was quite a strong one, holding up the table. Haven't we got to have it all sorted and perfect? You know, life's not where I want it to be, you know. Even though I worked so hard in my 30s, life's not where I want it to be. So that was quite a strong belief, holding up the table. And then finally, at that stage, I've got to be honest, our relationship had gone through so much that I didn't know if there was a future. And I remember we had this awful time in Costa Rica. We'd gone through so much, but like one day you turned around to me and you went, that's it, it's over, you know, I can't. Too much pain. I can't.
It's just been too much pain.
We can't come back from this pain. Every time I look at you, I see pain.
Yeah.
So I guess another belief was there was pain in this relationship. And
yeah, I think like relationship equals pain.
Yeah.
Relationship equals pain.
And I remember,
we definitely can't have a baby together.
I remember thinking, I don't want to do it on my own, but I'm 41, so if we do split up, then I've got to find another guy. Then, has he had children? Does he want children? And I remember all these things going round and round in my head. So I know that there was that rattling around, like, you know, our relationship is causing us pain right now. And so there's some very strong beliefs holding that table up. There's 4 legs there that are very strong, you know. You'd actually probably need to work on each individual belief. You know, they were very strong to hold up that table. So can you imagine, like, that was the process I needed to go through to kind of like, bust it, you know.
So I think, guys, we're going to kind of run you through it today, but we're also going to put it in the group. We've got a 25-minute version of a belief busting workshop that we did in the summer. It was really, really good. We did it on a free challenge. So we're going to put that in the group for you. So anytime you've got like something blocking you, something's in the way, and you're not sure what it is, or you've got a belief that's coming up that you're kind of holding in your mind, maybe you're not even conscious of it, you can use that workshop. Because I think giving it to you without the slides is quite difficult. And obviously we can't share slides with you on Facebook Live, but we've got a load of slides that kind of go with this that are really going to help you.
So those are the legs. So if you think about it, what are your legs that are holding up that
Your
belief?
top belief.
You know, have a think about it.
So, ladies and gents, I'm hoping there's some gents on here as well. But ladies, if you take a pen and a pad and just draw that tabletop, draw a table for us and just write your top limiting belief on that. Your biggest belief why you believe you currently can't get pregnant.
Yeah. And, think about those tabletop
legs. And then think of some legs. As I say, we've got loads of slides here, which we'd love to share with you. So I think we're going to put the workshop in the group so you can get access to it. And then draw some legs on that table, okay? I did one recently. So if you're willing to participate with that, tabletop, what's your top belief why you think you can't get pregnant? And then the legs that are supporting it, like the mini beliefs.
So like you're over 40, you're freaking out, time's running out, clock's ticking. So it could be clock's ticking. It could be why didn't I start earlier?
Or the doctor told me blah blah blah. Or my friend told me blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So what are some top beliefs that are holding up that giant belief? Just jot that down for yourselves, guys. And as I say, I'll pop the training in the group as well, so you've got it.
The questions.
So what we're going to do, guys, as I say, we're going to just run you through it, taking the legs out of your belief. Okay, so look at your top limiting belief, and then let's break the pattern. So that limiting belief, is it true? Okay, is it 100% true, that belief that you've written down? And if you want to type it in to the chat, please do. I think there might even be some up there I can't quite read. What is that top belief, and is it true? Is it 100% true, or could it? Could they be wrong? All the possible information to know what it really means.
So, for example, could my consultant have been wrong? Because I proved him wrong.
But does your consultant know absolutely everything there is to know about infertility and your body and your DNA?
Yeah, and the body's ability to change and transform. If you give it the right food, you give it the right, you change a few things. It can change how your hormone levels function. It can change. It doesn't have to be like that. And consequently, when I did give birth, I had a cesarean, and the doctor took a snapshot, and she was like looking inside, and she's like, "You had IVF, didn't you?" I went, "No, I did this naturally." And she raised her eyebrows, because her teaching, so her snapshot of what a healthy reproductive system looked like was not mine. But I still managed to do it.
Yeah, they looked at you very quizzically, didn't they?
Yeah, she was just like, and I could hear her going, "Where's your other ovary?" She couldn't find my right ovary, which is the one that's really damaged. She couldn't even find it. It's non-existent.
I've just got some stories I want to share, because I think it's going to help bust your belief set, okay? Your belief mindset, or what you're believing about what you've put on that tabletop. So the oldest verified mother to conceive naturally, listed currently as of the 26th of January 2017 in the Guinness World Records, is Dawn Brooke from Guernsey, and she conceived a son at the age of 59 years in 1997. 59 years old, natural conception. Okay, so hopefully that's going to jolt your belief system a little bit. This amazing woman called Juliet conceived naturally, age 44, and she gave birth to healthy baby Lyra June, who's asleep behind us, age 45. Okay, a friend of ours was pregnant at age 42. She did backflips and gymnastics throughout her pregnancy. She was that confident. Okay. Some other stories we can give you. Rachel Newman, her mum had her when she was 42, and she knows other women doing the same, between ages 44 and 48. Okay. Carmel Sills had 2 natural pregnancies in her 40s. She gave birth to her first at 41 and her second at 42. And she wishes you guys all the best. Okay. Hayley Forbes. She did it at 42 after 10 years of trying 3 rounds of IVF. They ended up stopping the IVF. And the major thing they did differently was to take the pressure off of trying. And her husband also started cycling. So he was doing his bit as well, shall we say. Malud Secarelli. Her friend Leslie conceived at age 42 on her first try. Micah Wifkoft swears by a daily cup of broccoli sprouts. Got her pregnant at age 40. Incredible for balancing the hormones. And we back that up as well. Broccoli sprouts are amazing. So just a few beliefs there, guys. Just a few stories there that you won't hear from experts.
So, yeah, is it true? Can you conceive after 40? Well, yeah, here's the evidence. There is evidence to back up that people can conceive over 40. So that's one leg gone. You know, because is it true? Has nobody ever conceived over the age of 40? Yes, plenty of women can conceive over the age of 40. They may need assistance, they may not, but it can happen. So it's you know, what you've got to think about also is, like, in my mum's generation, she was classed as an old mum at age 30. So to her, me being 40 or over 40, that's very old.
Yeah.
So you've got to think about the generations before us that are giving us the information as well. You know, the consultants do freak out when you're over 40 and you're pregnant. You know, the consultant did freak out with me. She was freaking out every corner, and she was desperately trying to find something wrong with me and something wrong with Lyra, and she couldn't.
And if she could have, she'd have put you in a padded room for the whole 9 months, and she'd left you in the padded room. You know, I
know how to take care of myself. I know. Yeah, I just know how to take care of myself, and I wasn't going to live in fear. I carried on doing everything I was doing in pregnancy.
So what we want to do, guys, is we want to start taking the legs out. So if you've got this giant, massive belief that you're supporting with all these legs, if you take one leg off the table, that table's just got 3 legs remaining now. Okay, what happens if you take another leg out and another leg? That belief it hasn't got the power anymore. It has to kind of fall over. Okay, so that's what we want to do for you, just to create that new mindset and help with that new mindset, is to just shake that old belief that maybe you've had for years. Okay, years and years and years. You've affirmed it, other people have affirmed it to you, and you kind of embody it as fact. Okay, so let's get some leverage on that belief. Okay, what do you feel and experience and become in life when you believe this thought, this belief? And what does it cost you to believe this? So just jot that down. Believing this giant belief has cost me what? And what do you feel in your body? What do you experience and become in life when you believe this thought? And what does it cost you to believe this? Just be honest with yourself. Just jot that down.
So, for example, for me, the consultant said it's never going to happen. So, like, I was very sad. Every time I focused on it, I got this high levels of anxiety. I had all these, every time I thought that thought, it made me feel dreadful. It made me feel like I was going in a different direction from where my life was wanting to go. So, I would feel just horrible when I focused on it. And I'd also start thinking about, did we have a future when I thought about it? am I with the right person? You know, if we can't have children together, is Daniel gonna go and find somebody else? Like if you think about it, when you start thinking about this thought, this belief, it can take you down this rabbit hole where you feel horrible.
It can take you down.
Yeah. It can really take you down a rabbit hole, and then behind the anxiety was like, oh, then what do I do? How am I going to survive? What's going to happen? I'm a worrier by nature anyway. So when I start going down that rabbit hole, I can go deep down a rabbit hole. So again, that sort of that thought, when you start to think, it can really stack other really negative things on top. So the purpose of this is not to make you feel horrible. The purpose of this is to help you break that cycle, because
it's an unhealthy cycle, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a really unhealthy cycle, and we lived in it for many years, didn't we? Just like, we're the black sheep, we're never going to have a child, we're like, feel very alien from our families, didn't feel very accepted, I felt very rejected, they told me my wife was too old, and it was not very nice going to family events where we were kind of just sat in the corner, kind of left out because we didn't have a family. We hadn't created a family. We were just the crazy people with cats,
So the way in which we change beliefs is we have to kind of, for a moment, attach to how it makes us feel, because that's how we get the leverage to change it. That's how we go, oh God, when you consciously know what's happening, because a lot of the time this is unconsciously happening to you, you'll be like feeling crap, you'll be feeling upset, you'll be feeling, and you'll be like, well, why am I doing it? It's because these thoughts just keep going, and they just keep going down this rabbit hole. So let's just for a moment attach to that horrible thought, and then we can get the leverage to change it. All right.
Hi, Henrietta Nawaka Okonji. I hope I've said that correctly. Welcome. So, just connect with that thought. So, step 1, break the pattern. Is this true? Okay. Step 2, get leverage. What do you feel and experience and become in life when you believe this thought over and over and again? What does it cost you to believe this? Okay. Now let's unhook you, okay? So maybe just change your posture. If you're not standing, maybe just stand up for a minute. Take some deep breaths. Just kind of get into your body. Who are you? Like, who am I? Okay? Who are you if this thought didn't exist? This belief didn't exist. This tabletop didn't exist with these legs, okay? And how would you feel, behave, and experience life? What would you be like without this belief? So look at that belief, and then maybe just imagine it being wiped off the page. Okay? You have the power to wipe it off the page, scribble on it. Okay? What's a new empowering belief that could set you free right now? What's the opposite of what you used to believe? What's a belief that could make you proud? So maybe take that old belief and just flip it. What's the opposite of that belief? What's the complete opposite? And just jot that down, guys. And as I say, you can put it in the chat or just keep it to yourself. It's fine.
So it's like, how does that new belief make you feel? So to start with, for me, actually, what we did was we started to talk about, in the very beginning, like, okay, they say I can't have children. We start to think, what else could we do?
Yeah.
We could
brainstorming.
foster.
We did some brainstorming, didn't we?
We
Fostering.
could foster.
Could we adopt?
Yeah. And it started to make me feel better, because the problem is with these beliefs, it puts us in a helpless state, and then it stops us from making any changes, or like we just feel trapped inside this horrible prison of these thoughts. So if you can annihilate it and think, well, if it didn't exist, what would I do? What would I think? So it gave us the option to think about other solutions. What else could we do?
and give yourself permission, folks, to just brainstorm other things. Okay, a belief that could make you proud, a new empowering belief that could set you free. Okay, and it might feel silly, like, oh, this feels weird, this feels silly, to like, I can't take that belief. That belief's like 100% true. I've been told it by a professional. Like, I can't mess with that belief. Well, we give you permission to just take that belief and just flip it around. Okay? Come up with some new beliefs. Come up with an opposite belief. One that could set you free.
So mine was a very gentle one because things were still raw and I was experiencing physical pain at the time. Extreme physical pain. I kept having these... the cysts kept bursting and I ended up in A&E quite a lot of the time in the middle of the night. So for me at the time I thought I need to just have a gentle one, so it was like, I'll find a way. That started me. And then it was like, well, what if this is a perfect time? What if life and circumstances have led me here to help me grow through some challenges, to help me make some new decisions, help me move in a different direction in life? What if this is actually a gift? I was started to think, okay, well, what if I will find a way? Well, that was a soft one for me,
So just as a visualization, folks, if you've picked, try and pick a new belief that's relatively soft to begin with, or you can pick a really hard one, like, I'm doing this, like, I'm doing this right now, I'm full of life, I'm doing this, like, whatever it is. I just lost my train of thought. And own all the new ways this new belief is going to change your life for the better. How much more enjoyment or fun would you have trying to conceive? How much more love could you have for yourself on this journey? So I remember when you came up with that new belief of, I'll find a way. And it was like a light had gone on, wasn't it? It was just like kind of letting yourself off the hook as well. Of like, I've got to find the answer right now. I've got to find it. So a lot of our clients are like, why are you starting with mindset? Why are we doing this I can't swear on Facebook. Why are we doing this stuff? Can't you just tell me the diet and the give me the diet and give me the, what I need to do with the diet. I'm like, yeah, we can give you all those things, but if we don't change this first, what your brain is thinking, you're going to keep blocking yourself with your beliefs. So it's really important that you do this, and you start busting your old beliefs, okay? Because they're just thoughts. We have between 60 and 100,000 thoughts a day, and some of them we've chosen to make really, really real, okay? Especially in our culture, we've chosen to make things really, really real. If you go to different cultures, people have babies at all kinds of ages. You go to Africa, women are popping out babies in their 50s. They don't think anything of it. So what is this culture kind of got you to believe about trying to conceive? And let's come up with some new beliefs. Let's brainstorm together. All the new ways.
I know, like, some people say things like, when your daughter's 20, you're going to be 65. Well, yeah, I am. But here's the difference. I have the mindset that's completely different to when I was in my 20s. So I take care of my health. I take care of myself. I have more energy now than I did in my 20s. So, I can run around with Lyra right now. She's 20 months old, and boy, is she full of life. I can keep up with that. So in my 20s, I would not have been able to. I was slumped on the floor half the time in my 20s. I was in such a state in my 20s because I wasn't taking care of myself. So, again, that kind of whole thing of like, oh gosh, you're going to be 65 when she's 20. Yeah, but she's going to have a mum with like mindset, life experience, all that going through her, as opposed to a mum that may have been I don't know, still a child when they, you know, some people when they have children in their 20s, they don't know themselves, you know, they're in a, they're still children themselves, you know, so it's kind of thinking to yourself, like almost future pacing. Well, okay, well, what sort of mum am I going to be when I'm 50, when I'm 60? Like, if I can take care of my health and my mindset, well, I'm going to be great, you know. It's going to be a gift. It's going to be a joy. So think about all those things that you can offer later on in life that you perhaps couldn't offer earlier on in life. You know, that's a really good way of flipping it, because that's what helped me work through that, you know.
I think also once you get to a certain point, you just remember that, like, age is just a number. I know it sounds really like, oh, everyone says age is just a number, but Juliet's 47. Like, she's the best version I've ever known of Juliet. I met Juliet in her 20s. She had bad skin. She was skinny. She was a very unhealthy vegetarian. She had no energy. Used to like eat a lot of sugar to get you through the day, stuffing down on Genoese and all sorts of stuff. And I was big on sugar as well.
And then go in the bathroom and throw it up.
Yeah,
because I was bulimic.
You're bulimic. So yeah, I've got the best version of Juliet at age 47. She doesn't look 47. She got ID'd last year. We were in a shop and this guy goes, can you prove you're old enough to buy this thing? Like, you need to be over 18. And I was just like, what? She's 45. She's 46 years old and you're IDing her. So once you get onto this, guys, the age thing just drops away, because you don't feel your age anymore and you don't look your age anymore. And that's what we want for you. That's going to really bolster you up on this journey. But that comes after the mindset. We've got to take care of the mindset first, or it's just going to keep tripping you up. You're going to keep falling over, because your brain is telling your body, it's sending signals to your body and saying it for some reason at the moment it's not safe to conceive, and your brain keeps telling your body that, and your body goes, okay, fine. So we've got to tackle that first, tackle the mindset. Yeah. So we are going to wrap up fairly soon, folks, because Lyra will be waking up very soon. We've just kind of scratched the surface here. Yeah. We'd love to take this deeper. We'd love to help you really tackle your mindset and spend that time with you. We've got some live sessions coming up soon. So yeah, we'd love to take you deeper. We'd love to help you more this year and help you craft like your story for 2022. What's your story going to be in 2022? What's going to move the needle for you in 2022? So we'd love to help you more with that. We're going to be doing more lives in Facebook. We can only say so much in Facebook. So we will probably be doing some Zoom trainings very soon where we can go a bit deeper. We can share some slides with you, share some more detailed information and really help you kind of shift things this year.
So I guess what I want for you to have as a takeaway is, what new story can you say? So like, what was your old story? What's your new one? That's really important. And to consciously now say to yourself, every time I think of that old story, I'm going to go, no, this is the new story. So I think just for a moment,
excuse me,
one thing that I just want to tackle about when this is not the power of positive thinking. Positive thinking doesn't work because if we don't change like our energy around it, we can go, I'm happy, and your brain go, that's bullshit, you're not. So,
and also you've got to tackle the old belief.
Yeah.
Otherwise the old belief's going to be running. You're going to be going, I'm happy, I'm thinking positive. And that old belief is still going to be there.
It's going to be rattling around. So just for a moment, I want you to just say the old belief. You might not even remember it, you know. What was the old belief? Okay, just say it out loud. And then stop, say the new one. What's your new story? And then stop, and then go back to your old story. What was your old one? And then stop, go back to your new one. Just keep switching between the two so that you start to recognize that old one, and you can start to then say, now hang on a second, no, I've taken the legs out, that's not true, that's not holding up anymore, this is my new story. So anytime I think of that old story, now hang on a second, don't have enough legs to hold that up anymore, it's not true. And then just keep saying, my new story is. So if it's a soft one like mine, I'll find a way. Oh, the doctor said I couldn't. No, I'll find a way. The doctor said I could. My mum's giving me pressure. No, I'm going to find a way. My mum says this, my mum gave me that look again, like, why aren't you doing the surgery? No, I'm going to find a way. But also,
make it nice and simple.
Hold your head up high. Like, anytime we...
Looking down.
So beliefs are held up by what we think about, where our body is, and the story we're telling ourselves, the language that we're using. So, if we're going, oh, it's like, no, I'm gonna, like go out for a walk and shout your new story. You might not want to shout it in your house because your neighbours might think you're mad. But go and shout your new story. Just say, no, I'm doing this. I'm going to find a way. This is my time. This is a perfect time for me to conceive. This is perfect. This is the right time. This is the right time in my life. I'm going to find a way. Because the more you put energy into it, the more it's going to change. If we just sit there not doing anything, it's kind of still going to take hold. So,
may I?
Yeah.
So your old belief, you may have been holding it for years, and you might be even still looking at us now going, but my old belief's true, and like my old belief's like in big bright neon lights, and this new belief, well, it's kind of weak and limp, and like I haven't really installed it, and I kind of believe it. So you've got to flip it round, and we can help you with that a bit. We can go a bit deeper with you with that, but you've got to really install this new belief into your body. You've got to be the conscious installer of this new belief, because that old belief has held a lot of power for a long time. You've given it a lot of energy, it's taken a lot of energy from you, and to install that new belief, it's a process. As I say, we're going to throw the workshop in the group for you, so you've got that, and yeah, we want to kind of go a bit deeper with that for you. So you get this, you really install this new belief into your body, because somebody of power may have given you that old belief, like with Juliet,
white coat
consultant. Consultant in a white coat says you're too old.
Yeah.
Let's rip it all out.
Yeah.
Like, that's powerful. Yeah. That, and your body goes, you suck that up, like a vacuum cleaner. So this new belief has got to be more powerful than that old belief, and it's down to you to install that, and we'd love to help you do that.
And at the time when I was being given that information, my life was at an all-time low. I'd just lost my dad, we had lost our business, we had no money, so I was at such a low point, and then for someone to just hit me with that, it literally made me crumble.
It literally took your legs away, didn't it?
I fell to the ground. I just didn't know what to do. I was like, what's the point? I've got nothing to think positively about. I've got to pick, my life is in a mess right now. So I did have to pick myself back up slowly and surely, get through the grief of losing my dad, get through the grief of this relationship being in an absolute mess, get through the grief of losing the business that you had worked on for years building. So, it is a process, but this is a really great tool. So for some of you, this might be enough. And for some of you, you might want to go a little bit deeper. You might want to say, do you know what? I need to tackle this. I need a little bit more. And this is just the tip of the iceberg of what we share. And what we share is not just a fertility diet. It's all the other stuff, all the other pieces of the puzzle that I discovered on my journey, and sort of connecting the dots up of what caused a lot of the issues for me, and going through them didn't connect the dots, but now looking back I've connected the dots up, and we've created a really simple self-paced course that you can go through. You might think I needed a bit more help on this journey. A lot of the time our husbands are not there emotionally, because particularly the masculine, when they don't feel they can fix something, they actually lose interest.
We withdraw.
They withdraw.
Yeah, if we can't get the pliers out and fix it, we withdraw because we feel defeated.
So he may look like he's not having interest, but actually he's just withdrawing because he doesn't know how to fix it. So he's better to just, it causes him too much pain, so he just withdraws. So we've created a 5-step process, and it's called 5 Important Things to Avoid on Your TTC Journey. And just really quickly, it's the age thing is one. The food, now that is some of the things you may be eating may be causing hormonal birth control. I certainly was doing that, and that's what caused a lot of my issues. I had pelvic inflammatory disease. I had estrogen dominance. So that was causing all the issues right up to when I had the infection. Then obviously stress, daily stress. You can't avoid stress in life, but it's like how to just get a handle on it. I'm a stress head, aren't I?
Well, I don't know anyone that doesn't have stress in their life. If you don't have stress, then lucky you. And
then there's the doubt, because the doubt does creep in from time to time. We all doubt. So it's how to just handle that doubt and start trusting in yourself and the process, and then what to do when you feel stuck. And we've worked with people one-to-one, we've done coaching, and we just wanted to get this into people's hands because, like I say, a lot of people deal with this whole fertility diet, and diets are 20% of the issue. I was a personal trainer in the fire service, and it was 20% of getting the guys fit. And, you might get some of these guys that go to the gym and they're just working their biceps, and then you take a snapshot of them and you look at them and they've got little chicken legs, because all they're focusing on is on one area, and they're obsessing about it. And they're getting that, look at my
arms, yeah, baby.
But they've got little chicken legs, so because they've forgotten their legs. So we've taken it. So many guys in the fire service like that. We've taken this sort of snapshot of all the things that all the mistakes that I made, and we've created this course for you. And I'm going to put the link, I'm going to try and put it in the link in the group. And I want to get this into people's hands. So it's only £29, because I'm just so passionate about helping women. I don't want women to go through what I went through. It was hell. So we've just created it just so that you can just go and do it and really get some different information in your head, because some of the stuff we teach and some of the stuff we've discovered, I've not found out there. I've not found out. There's so many fertility diets, but I've not found what we teach, what we've discovered, what I discovered on my journey.
Yeah, we just want you to have that information. You just want you to have that download. You've got it, and you've made those changes, and it's just going to open you up to more options.
So I'm going to put the link in the group if I can. If not, if you've been on this call, if you've been on this live, I'll just DM you the link to the 5 important things to avoid on your TTC journey. And I can't believe it, because we managed to get through this without Lara waking up.
High five. Well done. Someone's on our side. Good to connect with you folks. Sorry it's been a bit rushed. As I say, this is normally a 2.5 hour training. I'm going to put a link up for you in the group, so you've got access to this belief busting, because I know some people wanted to attend today and they couldn't because they were working, so I'll put that in there. So that's always there for you in this group. We're here to support you within this group. Okay, and we'd love it if you supported each other as well on this journey, because it can be lonely.
Yeah.
All right.
So thanks so much for letting us serve you and help you on your journey, and always reach out. You know, I can always give advice, tips, you know, support. But just if you're really struggling, just go and grab that course, because it's looking back over the journey, all the things I wish someone had told me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And just keep in touch with, like, give us feedback on what you need help with the most. Okay. Is it mindset? Is it diet? Like, what is blocking you? Just reach out to us. We're here. It's what we do. We just love to see you kind of move the needle this year and have a new story for 2022.
Yeah.
So take care, guys and gals. And we'll see you soon.
Yeah. Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Boom. Wow, look. We had quite a few.
So